harvested prematurely. When they inquired, they were told by the Wananchi that Nibatanga Tangana is a Nyankwere word which means to compete with some other people as to who would do something first. Tangana. With the marijuana smoking youth that idle in the trading centers doing nothing and then steal people's coffee at night. What are the other DCs doing? Why do they not engage these youth to direct their efforts towards honest work? How about the police? If the concerned people do not act, I will involve the UPDF to empower all the wealth creators, farmers, etc., to guard their property by activating the vast militia of our LDUs. It will not be good for those thieves, because once we arm the villagers to defend them, to defend their gardens, it will not be a good idea for the thieves. This harvesting of immature coffee will affect the quality of our coffee internationally. It's not acceptable. I congratulate the Ugandans on the good coffee prices. This is because of the drought problems in Brazil, Vietnam, and other coffee-growing countries. It also confirms the correctness of the NRM strategy of its 1996 manifesto of the 4 acres model and 7 activities. This was 1 acre for colonial coffee, 1 acre for fruits, mangoes, oranges, pineapples, apples or grapes, 1 acre for pasture for dairy cattle, 1 acre for food crops, bananas, cassava, emondi, Irish potatoes, etc., and poultry for eggs and piggery in the backyard, a kanyima, a manju, as well as fish farming at the edge of the wetlands.
His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, in his special national address as we end the year 2024. Away from that, President Yoweri Museveni has paid tribute to the late Hajat Sarah Kakungulu, widow to the late Prince Badru Kakungulu, who has been laid to rest at her ancestral home in Namasumbi, Wakiso district. Museveni praised the role played by the late Prince Badru Kakungulu during the NRA liberation struggle in the 1980s. The condolence message was read on the President's behalf by Prime Minister Robin Nabanja.
Hajat Sarah Kakungulu, who has been laid to rest at her ancestral home in Namasumbi, Wakiso district, Sarah, was the wife of the late Badru Kakungulu. Kakungulu is widely known as the grandfather of the Muslim fraternity in Uganda and the father of Prince Kasim Nachibinge. Before the body was taken to Namasumbi for burial, Muslims gathered at Chibuli Mosque to pay her last tribute. Allahu Akbar. Prime Minister Robin Nabanja represented President Yoweri Museveni, who praised the role played by the late Prince Badru Kakungulu during the NRA liberation struggle.
I came to know the late Hajat Sarah Kakungulu as a supportive wife to my friend, the late Badru Kakungulu. Her husband was one of the Muslim leaders who was a sympathizer to our bush struggle. While we the Bayekera, we are in a bush fighting, we had people of goodwill, like the late Badru Kakunguru, who was praying for us to emerge victorious.
The president also acknowledged Prince Kasim Nachivinge's role in uniting Muslims in Uganda.
I want to commend Omulangira Kasim Nachivinge for consolidating unity and development among the Muslims.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, on behalf of the Buganda Kingdom, praised the late Sarah Kakungulu for her support of the kingdom.
Tetuyinza kwerabira Hajjat Sarah Namusisi ow'Emmamba. Era twebaza Katonda obulamu bwe yamuwa n'amusobozesa okuwanirira abalangira ababiri abadde n'ekisa kingi nnyo ddala. Era tugenda kumusaalirwa nnyo ku mikolo gy'Obwakabaka mingi. Hajjat Sarah Kakungulu ogenda okukyuka bwo ate engata bwajjajja mpola nnyo nnyota.
On behalf of the family, the prince explained the cause of her death.
Maama waffe ono abadde n'ekirwadde ekimusumbuwa. Omugongo gwali gumusumbuwa ne tumutwala Nairobi Hospital, ne tuvaawo ne tugenda Fortis Hospital mu Buyindi. Bamujjanjaba era nali omu ku abo abamuwerekerako. Bwe twavaayo e Buyindi ne wayitawo ebbanga si ddene, ne tuddayo ne bamutereeza n'amaaso. Bwe twava e Buyindi era ne tugendako ne Thailand, ne babeera nti baali bazzeemu mukolako mugongo. Akati bwe twabimaliriza ebyo kwekomawo wano e Uganda. Munzikirize mbabuulire nti ekirwadde ekyatutte mukadde waffe ono bakiyita autoimmune. Naye nga tuli basanyufu nti Hajjat Mungu wamutwalidde abadde akyategeera.
That is Prince Kalifani Kakungulu explaining the cause of the death of their mother that the president mourned. May her soul rest in eternal peace. The Kabaka of Buganda, Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II, has advised his subjects to remain calm despite some people with self-seeking minds. He also commended people that prayed for him during his time when he was out of the country for treatment. This was in his message at the Kingdom end-of-year event, commonly known as the Nkuka, at his palace in Mengo. He ushered in the subjects to the new year 2025 through the wave of the symbolic key.
Ugandans from different parts of the country, especially the Buganda region, have turned up to participate in the Nkuka Mass Savo 2024 at Rubiri as they crown the year. The people arrived gradually, with each booking a spot to watch the entertainment on the ground. Rubiri grounds were a beehive of activities, with vendors
Webale kujja sonsenye tubeebaza emirimu gyonna gye mukola era tubakolesa okuyita omwaka gutumalako olwaleero. kwebaza essaala zammwe zimwatusabiranga mubujjanjabe mutuyiseemu. Tubaagaliza omwaka omujja gw'emirembe n'obuwanguzi.
Engalo za 2025! Engalo za 2025! Engalo za 2025!
His Majesty Ronald Mwenda Mutebi at the Mengo Palace. Members of the Health Committee of Parliament want a budget line provided for people with rare diseases to cater for medicines and healthcare. A member of the Parliamentary Health Committee, Dr. Lulu Mebaiga, told the committee that some people who suffer from rare disease die due to wrong diagnosis or lack of appropriate treatment.
World Health Organization defines rare diseases as those that affect fewer than 65 people per 1,000 individuals and can be caused by a number of factors including genetics, infections and allergies. Rare diseases can cause a lot of distress to both the patients and caregivers because in most cases they are misdiagnosed, making treatment difficult.
We have few cases. First of all, you need to do an epidemiological study to find out how many of these such patients do we have in our population so that we can provide a budget line for their medicines or health care. But if at all you have got the professionals who can fix their problem, that will be a very good thing. But should there be no professionals who can handle it, then the medical board should decide to transfer that patient to centers where they can get treatment better, maybe in the and pay for them.
Parents with children who have rare diseases recount the challenges they have gone through. Lung Sesimbwa has a child with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, while Alfred Omawire has a child with amelogenesis imperfecta.
In the year 2019, we had a child and he was making 3 years and he was struggling to pick up with movement and his eyes looked like he wasn't developing as normal, but mainly movement. Everyone could see that he's struggling to squat and he's struggling to go up the ladders. So one of the teachers, who is teacher Esther, who was his teacher, insisted to us that we go on and take some checkups. It brought some bit of a worry, but we finally started out on a journey to go to the hospital to find out. The first meeting with the doctor that we met, the doctor encouraged more movement for the child and said we come back after 1 year for the checkup. But this was not something that, it was something that was eating us up because we could tell that something is wrong and no one is able to tell. So we moved to a number of health facilities and finally we found one, we were referred to one neurologist who was able to diagnose a child with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a condition that is so painful as they introduce to you as a parent, because when you give birth to this child, the child looks normal and you're expecting good progress, only to tell you that he has an ailment that is going to be wasting away his muscles as he grows up, and it's such a pain.
The teeth she kept on losing teeth. Pieces of teeth could just come, so in most cases when she wakes up, and she could throw them. But we consulted more doctors, we thought she could come out of it. But later on we realized she had grown and it was not easy. So we contacted some dentists and they recommended that she goes for better medical management. She did a scan from Kampala, same advice came out. She went to Nairobi, she did a scan, same advice, but the costs were varying. Then she had to consult some doctors who advised her also to seek medical support or surgery from Turkey. Turkey was the cheapest because considering even the air tickets, and we were going to take a short time, like 1 week, while Uganda was going to take like 3 months, and she could not get all the surgery in one medical facility. She had to go to one hospital, go and see another doctor, and that was going to take 3 months. Then also Nairobi was going to take 1 month. We took a decision that she goes to Turkey. It has been a very bad and a terrible experience.
So how is she now?
She has had the first phase of the surgery in Turkey, where they have had to replace all the teeth. They had to put the root canals, and her gum used to have a lot of problems. She's now okay. She has a smile.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a genetic disease that causes progressive muscle weakness and wasting, while amelogenesis imperfecta is a congenital disorder that presents with rare abnormal formation of the enamel or external layers of the crown of the teeth.
Muscle dystrophy, and the journey that I've moved along with this condition is quite emotionally draining. However, I'll just be brief. Talk about how I was almost refused an admission because they thought I could not handle the profession. However, I had made it on merit. I had a government scholarship directly from my high school to university to do this program, and I did the program successfully, completed. I went to Zambia for internship. I did internship successfully. However, because of the condition getting worse and worsening, I'm no longer involved actively in practice.
So what will happen, you may not know this baby is born or boy is born normally, develops okay. In some they could have delayed in walking and even delay in talking. However, as time goes on, you'll find that they will have delay in walking. Running is becoming the problem. They trip while running, while walking, and eventually they start coming in. Actually, retrospectively, the parents may not know, may think that this child is just making up things. But with time, you find these children start failing to walk. They progressively get muscle weakness.
Members of Parliament on the Health Committee and the civil society organizations are now advocating for a budget line to cater for people with rare diseases.
However, there are some of those rare cases of where we have rare diseases that really affect a few individuals and cause catastrophic expenditures in trying to manage them. However, we still feel that every human being, every Ugandan, it's the mandate of government to ensure that they are all treated. So even if it's an isolated case, that one life matters, and government should be responsible in also catering for those isolated cases and ensuring that people get full access to health care.
The lives of people with rare diseases can be improved by raising awareness, improving diagnosis, enhancing access to care and treatment, and fostering research and development of therapies. Adia Nakuti, UBC.
The Electricity Regulatory Authority has handed over the electricity distribution license to Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited from Umeme. The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, who presided over the ceremony, urged members of the public to adapt to the transition process.
Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited has been granted a license to distribute and vend electricity in Uganda after reviewing its application by the Electricity Regulatory Authority.
Handed over to you to hand over to EDCL. The authority undertook the necessary review process for UEDCL submissions, including consultations with the key stakeholders, who included the ministry institutions, namely the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development.
Transition, all staff will receive new terms of employment aligned to the approved framework for operations post-March 2025. These terms are designed to leverage the existing, tested and proven workforce, the personnel, deployment strategy, the operational systems to ensure minimum disruption.
Minister for Energy and Mineral Development Ruth Nankabirwa presided over the function.
The transition is going to take place, and therefore, in line with all that we have had, I have the pleasure to hand over the licenses on behalf of Government of Uganda. So UEDCL is responsible for recruiting the staff. I have no doubt from what they have presented so far that the process will take place.
UEDCL confirms they have built capacity to take on the responsibility to distribute power countrywide.
By taking over other licensees, that we can reasonably manage the process. So you should rest assured. We name a staff. They are part of us. They are going to be part of us. We have a strategy on how to manage that.
Minister Nankabirwa urged the public to endure some consequential challenges during the transition period.
So the Auditor General, the Office of the Auditor General, is progressing very well in the study to determine the buyout. You may realize that now, as we move towards the end of Meme concession, there are some challenges which are inevitable. Power cut, for example, in some areas they may be experiencing some power cuts. You know, Ate power has gone. What is happening? Those are the challenges that are transitional challenges. That once the takeover and handover is done, UEDCL has vowed to work on them.
The Umeme concession will expire on the 31st of March 2025 after 20 years of service. Abdunasir Lubwama and Juma Nsamba for UBC.
The NRM Electoral Commission Chairperson Dr. Tanga Odoye has clarified that the 2019 Central Executive Committee resolution, which endorsed President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as a sole presidential candidate for the 2026 and beyond, still stands, and that no party member can contradict it. Tanga's affirmation comes in a following news story aired by UBC TV on Sunday, the 29th of December 2024, in which CEC member Dr. Chris Bariomunsi opinion suggested that the above said resolution awaits fresh repeal since it infringes on the democracy within the party.
As the chairman of the NRM Electoral Commission, I want to re-echo what SEC emphasized in 2019, that President Museveni will be coming as a flag bearer for 2021 and beyond.
On 29th December 2024, there was a story in which three NRM top officials shared how the party intends to move forwards on selecting the party presidential flag bearer for the 2026 general polls.
And I'm now saying it as the chairman of the NRM Electoral Commission. Don't waste a lot of my time. Unless SEC changes the position, which I'm sure will not be possible, because as a SEC, we are so united about it. President Museveni is your flag bearer for 2026 to 2031.
There seemed to be divergent views about the 2019 Central Executive Committee resolution, which endorsed party chairman Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for 2021 to 2026 and beyond.
The procedure within NRM is that when they open up that position, then all applicants are eligible to put in their applications. And then the applications are processed through the structures of NRM. Initially, to start with, the Central Executive Committee, which will vet and assess the candidates. And it may recommend one or more than one candidate to the National Delegates Conference. So we shall still go through that very process.
And now the NRM Party Electoral Commission Chairperson, Dr. Tanga Odoye, clarifies.
The NRM Central Executive Committee
in 2019 at Shobe Safari Lodge resolved unanimously that President Museveni would be a presidential candidate for 2021 and beyond.
So it means that since he heads the party's internal election process, the 2019 Chobe resolution is still valid.
I want to make clarity on this because I found a bit of our leaders making contradictory statements the other day or yesterday. What we resolved as the Central Executive Committee, that President Museveni will be candidate for 2021 and beyond, is what is sustainable for now. Until SEC changes its position, I have not made any contradiction as the chairman NRM Electoral Commission. I'm simply echoing what the Central Executive Committee then resolved, that President Museveni would be a presidential candidate for 2021 and beyond. Now, if 2026 is after 2021, I don't see any contradiction I've made that one should say, no, the National Council, National Executive Council, NEC or some will actually make its own ruling. What we resolved at SEC at Chobe stands until SEC resolves.
Tango Doi calls for cooperation and support from all party leaders and members.
And I want to call upon all leaders of the party to read the document, to find it authentic or otherwise. If they find it authentic, then the only thing is to wait for another Central Executive Committee meeting and they come up with a new position. As per now, as Chairman NRM Electoral Commission, I'm saying I stand by the SEC resolution of 2019.
In fact, he concurs with the party's General Secretary, Richard Odum.
I am receiving petitions from almost all the districts of Uganda, from within the party, that every district of members who support the party are saying President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni should continue leading the party and being our flag bearer for 2026 general election. So we shall develop this and make sure that we have it processed, and at the right time we shall present it to the Central Executive Committee of the party.
And I want to thank the Secretary General of the party because he was very clear. When he appeared on UBC, he was very clear and he told all UBC and stakeholders that we must wait to endorse only one person. Because if Karamoja has endorsed, Bugiso endorsed, Buked endorsed, all regions where the president toured recently endorsed him, who am I to say the 2019 resolution has not been endorsed further?
2025 is almost here. All eyes will be on the political shelf as the country moves towards the 2026 general elections. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
There is myths that so many of you live by. If your eye is twitching, it means you're going to see someone you like. If it shines and rains at the same time, it means a leopard is giving birth. If your hand is itching, it means you're going to get money. If you see an owl, it means somebody's gonna die. If you hear of a disease outbreak, just know it is in a village district at the border next to some suspicious country. You will want to scratch that last myth. Because Mpox is in 19 districts and Kampala is among with dozens of cases, please stop going around checking anyone's hand. Mpox kills. Protect your loved ones.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Participants in this year's Nkuka Festival 2024 have had the opportunity to be sensitized on government programs aimed at wealth creation, especially the parish development model and how they can participate and benefit from the program. Captain Wilson Katoa Gaba, the Public Relations Officer for the Operation Wealth Creation, stated that the Office of the Operation Wealth Creation participated this time because of the theme of the festival. They also collaborated with the Uganda Coffee Development Authority to encourage people to drink coffee.
Ugandans from different parts of the country, especially the Buganda region, have turned up to participate in the Nkuka Masavo 2024 at Rubiri as they crown the year. The people arrived gradually, with each booking a spot to watch the entertainment on the Rubiri grounds were a beehive of activities, with vendors selling t-shirts, caps, foodstuffs, soft drinks, beer and local brew.
We sell the t-shirts at 10,000 and people are buying. We are here not seeing money. People are not buying water. This year, business is going to be good. People have some money.
The Office of Operation Wealth Creation had a space at Rubiri to sensitize revealers on government programs like the PDM.
Very much. Those that who didn't know, many of them have been sensitized from this tent. Those that have ever heard the message, but they have not come across the real programs and how they can access PDM in the country. The program is going on. It's a national program. But some people, the Wananchi, don't know. They are not informed.
The Ministry of Agriculture also stationed a vehicle offering free coffee to participants in Nkuka to encourage people to consume coffee.
Was behind the theme of this festival, which is focusing on how subsistence farmers or Ugandans can transform their livelihoods into commercial economy, which is one of the gist or one of the primary role of Operation Wealth Creation. Poverty alleviation. You can see we have a coffee department from Ministry of Agriculture. We are trying to promote drinking coffee within the country. Uganda is one of the leading countries in coffee growing. However, Ugandans have not yet taken that path of drinking this coffee.
Movit Company was also offering free services to people purchasing their products, including giving prizes to those participating in draws.
It's only 5,000 and everyone can afford 5,000. Only 5,000 and you are entitled to go into the draw.
Unlike previous Nkuka festivals, this time Kabaka's beer has been changed from Ngule to Pilsner King. Apart from the entertainment, there were also children's games and other types of activities. I'm Navka Farid and Andrew Sebira in Kampala.
The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has revealed that prices of goods and commodities in this year ending December 2024 were high. UBOS reports a steady increase in inflation, which has contributed to the rising cost of living. The data released provides an overview of the monthly consumer price indices and inflation from November 2023 to December 2024.
The annual inflation report from November 2023 to December 2024 by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics recorded an inflation rate of 3.3%, primarily driven by services inflation. The rising expenses on services contributed significantly to the overall increase in inflation, leading to a higher cost of living.
3.8% for the year ending November. And within the core inflation, we have the annual services inflation as the main driver. The annual services inflation for December was up 6.1% from 5.9% for the year ending November 2024. And on the other goods inflation, it has remained the same, 2.2%, 2.2%.
Masaka City recorded the highest inflation rate of 5.1%, which was attributed to an increase in food and non-alcoholic beverages.
Masaka was the best performer in terms of increase, not in terms of doing well, that their prices are not going up. They are the highest inflation, 5.1% for the 12 months of December 2024, from 3.8% in November 2024.
Meanwhile, prices for food crops and other related items showed negative inflation, which improved people's nutrition and health well-being.
Food crops and related items inflation, we had another decrease of 0.7% for the year ending December 2024 from the negative 4.0% that registered in November. And the main drivers here, because we have the ones pushing up and those ones which are pulling it down. To begin with the down pull factors, what the fresh leaf vegetable price changes. Here we registered minus 11.6% for the year ending December 2024 from the positive 0.6% for the year ending November.
Energy, fuel and utilities recorded an inflation rate of 1% for the year ending December 2024 due to an increase in solid fuels inflation, particularly the price of charcoal.
And utilities inflation. Overall, in December, we registered a 0.4% decrease compared to the 0.8% decrease we had in November. And here we had decreases in charcoal from 1.5% from the increase of 0.4 last month. Petrol prices 2.0% decrease from the decrease again of 1.9.
In the year ending December 2024, charcoal recorded an inflation rate of 4.9%, firewood 26.9%, petrol negative 10.6%, diesel 7.8%, and kerosene negative 3.7%. Mario Nawori for UBC.
Fishermen at Hamukungu landing site in Busongola South Kasese district have raised concerns over increasing crocodile and hippopotamus attacks on humans. During a meeting with Lieutenant Colonel Masetu Kahira, the commander of Fisheries Protection Unit, the fishermen accused authorities of inaction on the matter.
At the sensitization meeting held at Hamukungu landing site, the fishing community voiced concerns over the rising attacks from wild animals, with reported cases of deaths and injuries.
As I talk now, we have registered more than 7 cases of death and injuries. And these cases, it would have been even possible if we were acted in time, we would have prevented these cases.
One of the survivors, who was attacked by hippos while fishing at the landing site, is seeking government compensation along with other affected families.
We have got cases where our people have died, and they have died within community land. But it takes long, 2 to 3 years, for their compensation to be effected. Sometimes those who are injured They are not compensated.
Emmanuel Chalimpa, the LC2 chairperson of Hamukungu landing site, noted that they have reported the incidents to relevant authorities multiple times, but no action has been taken.
People that are meandering within the community, especially during the day, when children are going to school, when people are busy in their community activities, hippos are within the community eating and chasing people.
The fishermen also requested that responsible authorities demarcate the bleeding zones along the Kazinga Channel to provide clear guidance. Uganda Wildlife Authority reassured the fishing community that they are actively working on the issue.
We are aware of it. Like last week, I think one of our staff came and represented for the barrier. But what we are going to do as Uganda Wildlife Authority, we are sending a team on Friday to do assessment of these hippos.
Meanwhile, the Fisheries Protection Unit, headed by Lieutenant Colonel Masi Tukahire, disposed of illegal fishing gear worth 100 million shillings that had been impounded.
As we are moving around, we are also destroying illegal fishing gear that has been impounded. Like here in Hamukungu, we are destroying illegal fishing gear which was impounded for the within a period of the last 1 month.
Lieutenant Colonel Tukahire cautioned fishermen against engaging in illegal fishing, urging them to avoid losses and work with the FPU to protect natural resources. The Fisheries Protection Unit is still sensitizing the public to restore, preserve and protect natural resources.
Police in Busia are holding 10 people on allegations of terrorizing residents in the areas of Namutumba Trading Center and Buhatuba Parish in Masafu, Sub-County Busia District. Kanuna Grace, the Deputy RDC, confirmed that the 10 will be produced in court for further management.
Security agencies have been deployed at the Uganda-Kenya border in preparation for the New Year celebrations. At least 10 people will spend their New Year in custody over allegations of terrorizing residents in the district.
Buli chewekengeera gezaako nnyo okutukubira amasimu tubakakasa nti tuli standby 24/7 tugenda kuyinjirawo tubakwate. Bano be tulina mu police seros mbakakasa nti bagenda kuva mu police teri kubawa police bondi kubanga bwe tubawa police bond bagenda kudayo ate bongera okuterrorizing abantu.
Busia District will welcome the New Year 2025 with prayers. Bishop Egesa Andrew of Spring of Hope Ministries at Dabani commended the government for providing security to the churches and for supporting various government programs.
Tubateeseteesa abavubuka baffe okwekolamu ebibiina era tubakubiriza nnyo okwekolamu ebibiina okubakubiriza okwekolamu ebibiina bino tugenze tubadde nabyo bibadde nnyo mu bakyala kubanga abakyala bakozeewo ebintu ebirabikako.
Now, as we close the year 2024, we delve into a contentious issue of land ownership and the relationship between Bibanja holders, the lawful or bona fide occupants, and the landowners in Uganda that made headlines throughout the year.
Earlier this year, land-related evictions surged in various regions of the country, marked by widespread torture, destruction of property, and the issuance of fraudulent land titles by alleged landowners.
The Inspector General's letter directing the Regional Police Commander Wamala to give a neutral force here must go and restore Tambala on the land.
Abantu nga bano basaana bakwatibwe bavunaanibwe ono takoma ku poliisi.
State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, emphasized that President Museveni's directives on the protection of bibanja holders have strengthened their security of tenure. It is now a crime to evict bibanja holders without following the due legal process. He affirmed,
clearly stated, a kibanja holder that is yours, no one will take it away from you. You don't have to kwegula, because you can't kwegula what is yours. You can't buy yourself your own shirt. You can't buy your own shoe. It is yours. So that is theft. Now people know it, that it is theirs. People now know that if anybody tries to evict me, I can be arrested. Those evicting me can be arrested, whoever it is. And then number 3, that if I've already been evicted, I can now go to government and they put me back. That has brought out of security. And people now know that they have rights on the land.
Leaders across the country shared their experiences regarding conflicts between landowners and bibanja holders. According to them, interventions by the ministry and the president have been pivotal, mitigating tensions.
Identify fake land titles, and we have successfully cancelled them. And we have also been able to allow the rightful owners to process their own titles. Some of them processed before the government brought the 20,000 titles I talked about earlier on. But we have also been able, with the support 100% of the Honourable Minister, Dr. Sam Mayanja, we have been able to resettle some of the evictees, people who had been illegally evicted from their ancestral land, and they are in hundreds.
The minister celebrated key achievements in 2024, including the introduction of a digital land title tracking system aimed at combating fraud and improving transparency in land management.
Nobody can now buy land and tell you that there's a title of a title, because as you go to register this other title land you bought, the system will reject the second registration, because there's already a title. And you will not be deceived. You go, whoever has tried to sell to you, you refund my money. And there will be no title in the forests, because the system already will show that there's a forest here and will reject that registration. There will be no registration by manipulating the system without paying the appropriate stamp duty. That this system began hardly 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Revenue from Uganda land system has gone from registration of lands has gone from about 50 million per annum to almost $1 trillion, just because of the system in place.
Land conflicts were particularly severe in the Bunyoro region. Kiriandongo Deputy RDC Jonathan Akweteireho attributed the rise in land scams and heightened tension to inadequate regulatory measures.
Kiriandongo is multi-ethnic, and all these ethnicities were not born here. It was because of pull and push factors, either creation of refugee camps, we have had migrations of people from all areas, either because of landslide in Bugia. We have had wars in northern Uganda. We have had the people coming to do work in factories. So it is all those factors that are responsible for some land conflicts.
Chikube RDC Imran Tumusime and other leaders from Hoima, Busia, Masindi and Chikube districts identified systematic issues fueling land grabbing and evictions.
Issue is very, very, very pertinent in Bunyoro, and if it's not addressed, it is a time bomb. Because majority of our people, if not all of them, depend on land as a factor of production. All of these government programs we are talking about, the PDM, the MIOG and the others, they all survive on land. Now when you give people money when they don't have security of which parts of their land, chances are very high that even they may not be productive enough. But we have tried to do a lot of sensitization. We have engaged so many stakeholders.
Since oil was found, we are going into a 5th year now, and many people have come. There is a surge of population coming into Chikube district, and for them, as they are when they come, they know where land is which is not titled. So you find that big numbers of land have been titled by these people who are speculating land fund and also speculating a lot of selling land at a higher price to investors.
Have got lease offers. There are families which have got freehold titles. And that's why we are saying the conflicts in this area, Kachakaliba and Katugu, have been fueled by Yosef Mugenyi with intentions to grab our land.
I realize that most of these problems where illegal titles have come out from nowhere, some area land committees, some of them have been deliberately also aiding land grabbing.
Government officials outlined measures to address these challenges, which include strengthening enforcement mechanisms to prevent evictions and harassment of Vibanja holders.
For right now, the 20,000 titles in Chikube, if the same can be extended to Hoima, to Kakumiro, to Bulisa, to Chiliandong, which is another epicenter for land conflicts in the region, you can appreciate that at least the vice will definitely go down.
Also, courts, the judiciary needs to be quicker because the backlog is big with land matters. Okay?
The minister issued a stern warning against land grabbing, vowing that by the end of 2025, the government would work tirelessly to end this menace. He urged all stakeholders to remain vigilant and report illegal activities to the authorities.
And I want to say proudly that we have succeeded. It's now no longer possible for anyone to come and declare I'm the owner. And I'm the owner of these 2 square miles, therefore all of you who are on it, get out. We have succeeded because we have given people information. Land issues are stable now. Those Murumuru, we are going to handle in 2025. President 7 is
As the year concludes, the government's commitment to protect Bibanja holders remains strong, with hopes that 2025 will see significant progress in curbing land grabbing and safeguarding the rights of lawful occupants across Uganda, encouraging vigilance, especially during the festive season when unscrupulous individuals exploit the closure of offices to carry out illegal evictions.
I think Ugandans Happy New Year must have a basis. I've told you the basis is that now we are entering a happy ownership of land, where your land is actually your land and you have no doubt on the ownership. Nobody will come and tell you that no, you have a title, but there's somebody different in the title system. Now we have a system which is self-edited, which preserves the ownership of land, preserves our environment, preserves our nature, preserves our wealth, because land is our earth. With that, I wish all Ugandans a happy 2025.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Uganda, the festive season is here. It's time to dream big for those holiday vibes, play joyfully for perfect celebrations, and win moments that bring happiness into the new year.
I'm going to shoot my brother.
I'm going to shoot too. Whether you're dreaming with your family, playing under the Ugandan sun, or celebrating with loved ones, let joy, love, and laughter guide you this festive season.
I'm almost home, Chacha.
Every ticket is your chance to make this holiday even brighter.
Big gift, I promise you.
Stay safe, spread kindness, and let the spirit of play light up your holidays with magic and joy in 2025. Happy Holidays, Uganda, from Ituba, the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
This is so much smoke.
How you doing?
My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these things are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
With that, we come to the end of all we had for you, not only tonight, but this year as UBC TV Newsroom. We thank you so much for having followed our work right from the first day of January 2024 to the very last bulletin that we've just had right now, and the roundup that we had in the evening with Mark Wadulo Arnold and Lorraine Kazimoto. We thank you so much. We look forward to giving you more work starting this very midnight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomo. On behalf of the whole team, I wish you the best of the 2025. Bye-bye.